Hey guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. But in case this is the first time you're stopping by, my name is Gina and I am a wife and mother from the Midwest, and I enjoy cooking fresh meals for my family, and sometimes I make videos of my recipes and I post them up here on YouTube. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make an authentic Mexican dish for Tinga de Pollo, which basically is like shredded chicken meat in a Chipotle Salsa, and then we're going to eat it on tostadas with shredded lettuce and sour cream and a whole bunch of stuff. So I will get that out and film that afterwards. Just, it was too many things to like lay out here. So the first half of the video, we're gonna start with making our shredded chicken and salsa. So I guess let's just jump into our ingredients. So the first most important thing is that you need some shredded chicken. So in my Instant Pot, I just have 5 chicken breasts that I pulled directly out of the freezer. They are fully frozen, and I'm going to cook them for 20 minutes on the poultry setting, and then do a quick pressure release, and they should be nice and soft, and we'll be able to go ahead and shred them. So that's what's going on there. And then our salsa is fairly simple. So you need 6 to 8 tomatoes. I usually use Roma tomatoes because I feel like they have less seeds and more like meat of the tomato. Excuse me. But in any case, it needs to be about 2 pounds of tomatoes. So it could be 6, it could be 8, depending on the size. And then I'm using 2 tomatillos. And I actually add those in there because I feel like it adds more of a bitter, astringent flavor, like something special to the salsa. So that's just my thing. So I add 2 tomatillos as well. And then we're going to need 1 to 2 Chipotles in Adobo. So this is just a can that I had leftovers from, so I had it in a bag in the freezer and I defrosted it. And then you're also going to need the juice, the Adobo, like the sauce that those come in. So that's what this little brownish red container is. We're going to be needing a whole white onion. We're going to be needing 3 cloves of garlic, and I have 6 because these are like the little skinny middles of the garlic, so they're just not big enough. So, excuse me. Take note that it is 3 cloves of garlic is what you'd need. And then to season it up, for a salt component, we're going to be using Nor Suiza, but you can feel free to use just regular salt. We need thyme and marjoram, a little bit of black pepper, some oregano, and then these are whole cumin seeds. This is not cumin powder. This has a much stronger flavor, and I will show you how we use those. So let me go ahead and once our water is like at a rolling boil, I'm just going to plunk our tomatoes in there. And then we will get going on the rest of the salsa. Okay guys, so these are just still boiling away. I would say 8 to 10 minutes. You do want them to be nice and soft and ready to go in the blender. So those are not ready yet, but I did add, sorry, I'm still getting over that horrible flu. I did add all of my spices to my blender, so I just wanted to explain what I put in here. Because it's too hard to measure them with one hand and to film it. So all of the spices that I listed are measured in ½ teaspoon quantities. So ½ a teaspoon of marjoram, ½ teaspoon of ½ a teaspoon of thyme, ½ a teaspoon of oregano, ½ a teaspoon of black pepper, and then ½ a teaspoon of the whole cumin seeds go in here. And then I added a tablespoon of Nor Suiza, and we're just gonna wait and see if that's salty enough after it has been blended. And then I added both Chipotles and Adobo in there. I don't know if you could see them. I don't know why my phone is not focusing good lately. Anyways, 2 Chipotles and Adobo are in there, and probably about 2 tablespoons of the liquid from the can. So our next step is just basically to liquefy this up and shred our chicken when it is done. And then after that, we'll just go ahead and serve it. So I'll be back when we're ready to blend this up, guys. Okay, so as you can see, this is the same pot. I just dumped the water out. I threw in a little bit of olive oil. And now we're going to saute these. 1 second, Olivia. We're going to saute these onions until they're a nice, deep golden brown, nice and caramelized, because that's going to add a ton of flavor to our salsa. And then I just wanted to show you the salsa. So I basically just plopped the tomatoes in here with no water, just the tomatoes themselves on top of the aromatics. And I blended this on high until I didn't see like any chunks of chipotle or anything floating around in there. And you don't have to strain this or anything. So we're just waiting a minute for these to get nice and brown, and then we will pop our garlic in there just for a second to get it going, because you don't want to burn your garlic or else it gets bitter. And then we will add our sauce to the pan, and that'll finish frying while we wait to shred up our chicken. And then I'm going to get going on our accoutrements for the tostadas, which is basically, we just use shredded lettuce, which is just sitting in some water just to clean it. And then we're going to use some sour cream and some cotija cheese, and keep it simple today. I will be back when we are ready to pop our garlic in the pan and add our salsa. Okay, so I've just added our garlic, as you can see, into the pan. And we're just going to stir fry this for about 30 seconds and let the raw garlic flavor come off. I'm going to release my pressure. Excuse me. Release my pressure on my Instant Pot because that's good to go. And then we are going to add our salsa in here. This is a really good homemade dish that seems like it takes a long time and a lot of work, but it's actually pretty easy. I'm sure you could probably even simplify it further by like using canned tomato sauce and like a can of chile chipotle and adding the spices and blending it and frying it with the onions. But we just prefer to do it this way because it's more authentic. And also, I bet you we could do it in the Instant Pot. I bet you we could do the chicken and take the chicken out and like fry the onions and then make the salsa and do it all in the Instant Pot too. So that would be a cool video next time to do. Let's go ahead and add, woo! I should have turned down the heat. That totally burnt my hand. Anyway, so note to yourself, don't just dump the tomato salsa in there right away with the flame on so high because it sputters like crazy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get everything well incorporated. We're going to bring this to a boil and then reduce it to a simmer. And then this amount, as you can see, it makes a really lot of salsa. So I only made 5 chicken breasts. So what I'll do is I'll take out probably about like 2 or 3 cups of this. And I will put it in a freezer safe Tupperware. Probably a Pyrex or whatever, or you could even cool it and put it in a, you know, a Ziploc bag. And then I'll freeze the salsa so that way I have it for the next time I want to have a good dinner, but I don't have a lot of time on my hands. That way I'll only have to do the chicken breasts in the Instant Pot and you'll be good to go. So I did want to mention that because this is way too much salsa just for 5 chicken breasts. It just needs a light coating. So this sounds actually like it's already done letting out its pressure. Let's open it up and see how these guys are doing. It looks so gross, right, with all that chicken scum. I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off because I don't want any of that, like, gross chicken shit in there. And then I will shred it, and I will be back to show you the finished product, guys. I wanted to pop back on really quick and show you. So our salsa has reduced a little bit. So I'd say it's probably like 8 cups, maybe? 8 cups-ish? 6 cups of salsa? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, it's nice and thick. So I'm going to turn this on totally low. And then I shredded up our chicken. And those were pretty small chicken breasts. So I would say I probably got like 4 cups of chicken from the total of 5 chicken breasts. And then I like to shred them kind of big like this because when you start like stirring them around, they kind of tend to break apart more. So this is what that looks like. I will go ahead and pause this for 2 seconds and then take out some of the sauce because I forgot I was going to do that, and then show you what it looks like when it's all mixed up. Alright, so here is our Tinga. As you can see, it's just nicely coated with the sauce. It's not like floating in there or anything. And this is going to be so good. The addition of frying those onions beforehand to the salsa, instead of like just putting them in the blender and making that homogeneous, it's just so good. And then, so I just removed, just so you see, this is a 2-cup Pyrex. So I was probably wrong. So there's probably 5 cups of salsa total. So like 3 cups were in here. And then I have 2 here that I can freeze off for later. So I'll be back in a flash and we'll show you how we serve these up, what we serve them with, and we will do a taste test. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, so we are at the table here and we're serving up our tostadas, and I'm having my husband show you how we make them. His name is Daniel, in case you guys don't know.
Hello.
So the first thing that you do is you take your tostada and you cover it in sour cream, and Lala sour cream is our favorite. It is so delicious, and if you can find it, buy that. What, babe?
You can spread the Tinga as much as you want.
Say hi. I forgot the avocado. You want avocado?
I'm good.
So you guys can put avocado if you want.
I have in my mouth.
And then that is cotija cheese that he's topping it off. So it's sour cream, the tinga, the lettuce,
Queso cotija.
and queso cotija. What, Fifi?
Yeah.
Oh, you're eating it?
And
Fifi's eating a tostada with homemade beans and cotija cheese on it like a big girl. There was our taste test.
Really good.
All right, guys. So that is our video. Again, take note that you can go ahead and you can add whatever toppings to the tinga that you want. It's really good. I'm glad. So like sometimes I like to put fresh radishes on top of it, and sometimes we put avocado as well, but you could totally put whatever you want. Like pickled jalapenos would probably be really good too. Anyways, I will go ahead and take a photo of mine for the gram. I've got to make it look all pretty so we can have a photo for the beginning of the video. If you enjoyed this recipe, I'd appreciate it if you could give my video a thumbs up, and if you loved it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I get a total... Oh, yeah, subscribe to our channel. I get so excited seeing that my following is steadily growing, and I enjoy sharing recipes with you guys. So thank you so much for stopping by.
I'll click this video.
Oh, click the video. Apparently my children are YouTubers. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by my video and learning how I make my version of tinga. Have a good night.
Bye.
And happy Christmas. All right, guys. Bye.